Did not read the title. This is talking about the story time of last week during something very scary in our area which is not normal for us. So what I'm talking about is that we had a tornado drill, and I'm going to tell you guys about this. So basically, I get out my second class of the day in the morning, and then I go down to my first elective. My first elective is choir. So about in the last 15 minutes of class, we hear the intercom go off. We couldn't really hear it because everyone was singing plus the video. So our choir teacher pauses it. Everyone stops singing, and all we hear is tornado drill and get to safe place. So everyone starts crowding in the corner, but then our teacher tells us no, it's in the hall, and the choir room is downstairs. So we get outside the door, and we're lining up against the wall. And our school is a 2-story building with almost 800 students in it. So middle school, a whole bunch of middle schoolers are upstairs. So middle school has to go downstairs, and so the whole halls, the whole bottom, all the downstairs was covered in kids. And we were sitting there for 10 minutes before everyone started sitting up out of their position, because everyone's feet were going numb and they were getting dizzy because it was hard for them to breathe because of the way we had to sit. For you guys who are still in school, you guys would know that you guys have to get on your knees and cover your head and having your back facing the wall, basically. So we are sitting there, and then the middle school dean starts reading this story on the intercom about some acorn. I don't know what the heck it was mainly about. I was like just waiting for us to be told, okay, we can go to our next class. Because by the time this thing was over, it took them 40 minutes for it. So everyone starts to go back to class, and I go to my next class, which is my tech class. We seriously just start logging in, and then we look out the window. A tree was knocked down. So about another 5 minutes go by. We were told once again to go back outside. There's 8th graders in our classroom, in the room that we're in. And they start groaning like, are you kidding me? Why do we have to do this again? I sort of agreed with them. It's pretty agitating when you have to do this over again, because they don't know that this is real. But by this time, kids are realizing, oh crap, this is real. And we go out of the classroom, out into the hall once again, and we already see a student crying. So, and then later on, we're sitting there for like almost an hour. I'm sitting next to my friend Carly. You guys have seen her in my last video, but basically, she was just looking at her clock. She's like, oh crap, we're missing lunch. And then the power goes off, and then kids start screaming. So we start sitting up once again, because at this point we've had enough of this. Because seriously, like my knees, I couldn't feel anything up to my knees. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to sit up. And it's already almost 1 o'clock once we are leaving, and our second elective had started at around 11 o'clock, but it had been delayed to like 11:20. Well, no, it was like almost 12. So it was almost 1 o'clock by the time we got out of the drill. The power gets knocked out. Kids are looking at the windows to the doors, because the front doors are just glass. So the students are looking out there, and these are little kids that are looking at the windows. One kid has to get up because she's basically throwing up because how bad she's scared. And then we're told we are able to go back to our classrooms. Parents have been called, early dismissal because of how bad the storm is, and trees are being knocked down. So my first mindset is to grab my stuff from my classroom and go to Glitter Cup, because who knows how scared she was at this point. So I'm going up the stairs grabbing my stuff, and one of Glitter Cup's friends tells me, you need to come get your sister, she's in tears. I'm like, okay. So I sit there and watch her for 20 minutes, well, 10 minutes or so. And then her friend Pikachu, she's like a friend to both of us, but she's like, you can go back to your class, go get your stuff. I'm like, okay. I go back to my class, I get my stuff out of my locker. And then I see Carly in tears. I'm like, oh my god, everybody's crying. I go into my classroom for a few minutes, and I see everyone getting out their phones, calling their mom, or any relative they're with, telling them to come pick them up, and be careful and all that. And I don't have my phone, so I'm like, oh crap, well I'm donezo. Then I go get Glittercub. She asked me if she wants, Carly went with me, and she was like, and Glittercub was like, hey, do you want us to get Van, while she's like sobbing and gasping for air at this point. And Carly was like, no, so we were like, okay. So we just continue on, going back to my classroom. And my sister pulls out her phone and texts Mama Fox, and she's like, your dad's on his way. There's tons of trees falling, so he has to take another route. So we're like, okay, we'll just wait. So we just sit there and wait. I just sat in the corner. I was drawing on my tablet. For some reason, I was like, okay, since everyone has their phone out, why not me having my device out? So I did. Sat there until our names were called. But me and my non-smart self was not told where we were supposed to go. Because there's two ways of us being able to leave. It's either the front of the school or the back of the school. Because there's an entry on both ways. And basically, we go to the front of the school, and I see my friend Stella. We're like, oh, hey! And I'm like, huh, where's my dad? Then we realized, oh crap, we just went to the wrong door. So we had to go running to the other side of the school. And this school is a pretty big school, don't get me wrong. But, my gosh. Like, but, I had my jacket on. We start to leave. And there's 3 of us trying to find our one umbrella. That didn't really work out. So I had to walk my hoodie on. And my favorite, and I regret that day, because that day I was wearing my favorite hoodie. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, right? So we just continued on. By this time, Glittercub had stopped crying, and I thought that was a good thing, because that means she wasn't as worried anymore. But it was like pouring rain, and I was like, oh gosh, what are we going to do now? Especially with the power knocked out, we couldn't really do anything with school. So we continued on with the day. When we got home, I just sat there and did nothing basically until we had to go out somewhere. And then I'm like, are we going to school? Because that just kept going in my mind. I was like, what are we going to do? Are we going to have to go to school tomorrow if the power is back on? And Mama Fox was like, I don't know, we'll have to wait for an email from the school telling us if we're going to have school tomorrow or not. So we waited. And myself was like, okay, I don't care if we're having school or not. I'm just going to play on my tablet up late. I did that. And so, next morning I wake up. And, let's just say, I had to wake up at about 5 in the morning. Glittercub was trying to wake me up, telling me, come on, we got to get ready for school. I ignored her. I went back to bed. And then Mama Fox gets up. I was like half asleep. So I wasn't initially fully asleep. I was like, I could hear what was going on around me. So once I heard my mom's door open, I was like, oh crap, gotta act like I've been up for a while. So I just pulled out my uniform. I was like, I'm just gonna act like I just got up. So that's what I did. She's like, don't worry about getting on your uniform. I was like, okay. So I got downstairs, and I'm like, okay. And Glitter Cub just was like, why are you not in your uniform? I was like, because we don't have school. And later in the day, I just didn't want to bother Carly because I thought that my mom just didn't want us to go anyway. It made us think that it was canceled. Nope. It was actually canceled because my friend Carly texted me later on in the day. She was like, hey, you know school is canceled. I'm like, oh, yeah. Because I didn't know this. I just thought my mom just didn't want us to go to school because how bad the damage was around the area. Nope. So that meant a whole day of me having to do crap because basically I'm getting ready to move, so I had to do a whole bunch of stuff around the house, and so I was like, come on, I got a whole bunch of stuff to do today, and that meant me having to box things up in my room. Now, which has really sucked because the house was like so hot. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like almost every school was out that day. The main reason my school was out that day was because power was knocked out, I'm pretty sure. Either that or because of how bad it was. But Carly, she told me that when her dad was coming to pick her up, that which was like 2 hours after I got picked up, she was told, her dad showed her a picture of a tornado that he had seen. I was like, holy crap, there is no way there was tornadoes. Because I didn't really think we could have tornadoes in our state. Because I don't know what was going in my head, but there has never once been a tornado in this county where I went to go to school at. So I was really concerned. I was like, okay. But now we are back at school and everyone's acting like nothing even happened that day. Which is pretty cool. And yeah. So guys, if you guys want any more story times like this one, I am really looking forward to more of those because there's a lot of stuff that goes around at my school. And yeah. So if you guys ever want more stories like this one, just comment down below and I will do that for you guys. So that's all I have for today. Might think of some more stories later on in the day because I think I have a few more from today or this weekend. So be ready for more videos. I might start doing story times only for these videos for my channel. I don't know. I will need help with you guys debating on what I should do with my videos. Because I can't really decide this because this may be my channel, but you guys, as the viewers, you guys get to decide on what you guys want to watch most. And yeah, guys. See you guys. Fox out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.